Ooh, man, this might be one of the easiest compressor changes that I've done in a long time. Stay tuned. But got an interesting one here. And before you cry about it and scream and jump up and down, if it was yours, you could make a different call. This customer's fully informed. They already know that they need new equipment. They already know that the hole in the wall ain't big enough for what the new equipment is. That's right, we're taking out a reciprocating compressor and putting in a scroll. Why? Because they don't make them no more. Get that front cover off of there and take a look at this operation. Switch kit, that's probably going to come in handy. Tight. Tight. Definitely going to need a dryer. I like your thinking. Yep. I know how I do them. And I guess by the end of the day, we'll see how you do it without me standing here. Well, step one, of course, is going to be recover that old R22 out of there. She's an oldie but a goodie. Get that R22 out of there, we'll be moving right along. That ain't no big deal. Forgot to bring up an extra hose for the recovery machine. We're going to pull the liquid side out first anyway. So just go ahead and take the blue hose off of the manifold and use the blue hose to go to the recovery tank. Walk downstairs after you start the recovery, right? Right. Don't make it hard. Think of the easy, quick solutions. We're going to make mistakes and forget stuff and run up and down the stairs for the next 20 or 30 years. Alright, one final little tip. There's going to be some repiping involved, right? Just go ahead and sit the thing down right next to where you're going to put it in. While you're pulling the charge out of here, you can plan your attack. Okay? It's only copper fitting, bending stuff. I'm going to do it with 2 fittings, but it doesn't matter if you need 10. Get it done, make sure it's leak free. Right?
Yeah.
There you go. Right. There you go. Don't matter which piece you put in the puzzle first, as long as it makes a picture at the end.
Crack this open.
All right, man, all packed up, huh? Yeah, I never get rid of that vacuum pump and torch rig until I know for sure I'm done. Every time I take that thing back to the truck ahead of time, I gotta go back and get it for a little pinhole. This looks pretty good, man. It looks pretty good. Pretty good, man. That's some pretty good looking work. Like how you did that. You kept the muffler. You found a way to make it work. Long sweep elbow. You kept the muffler. High pressure switch is still in there. A little bit of reshaping here. Yeah. And then down and through with the suction line. I like it. New capacitor. Coils clean for good measure. Give that new compressor his best chance. Alright. Get some gas in there and see where it goes.
Time to fill it up.
So that's the only thing left to do. Well, and then turn it on. Maybe clean this up here a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
Picky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
7, 8,
and then the dryer.
9, 10. Tight little spot. I don't see any burnt wires or anything to pick on you for. Man.
I wrapped my reversing valve and I wrapped my pressure switch.
Good. Alright, let's get it on. I got that expansion valve done. Coil's clean on that. Dinner time. Janky.
Hardest part of the job.
Oh, I love that sound. Started right up, sounded good.
Looking pretty good too.
The bottom of that tray is wet, and the coil is wet from cleaning it. I would just wait. I would just let it run for about 5-10 minutes and let that coil get nice and dry. See how far that head pressure will creep up. See where it's at right now?
Yeah.
Check it again in a few minutes.
I just don't want her to go low pressure.
It ain't gonna go low pressure. It's hanging right there. You gotta wait and let that head pressure run up. Gotta get that coil dry after you clean it, or you're not looking at the right pressures. So doing the ones on the lower floors is really no problem, except for the trouble of actually doing the work, getting up on the lift and the whole bit. Not a big deal. These fourth floor units, I got a little secret to make them work. There's no sense even going through it because it would void the warranty. You're not supposed to have a unit that's wider or taller trying to feed all of its air in and out through an old small opening. So really you're going to need a new header up here. I'm ready to do it when you are, but if you want me to put a compressor in, I know a guy. I know a guy.
Maybe just a hair more for
Good deal. Back up and running again. No catastrophe. Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Very good job, man.
Thank you.
Very good job. Very good job.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Good job. It's not ideal, you know that. Scroll compressor is going to be a little more efficient. It requires a different discharge superheat. So we're not necessarily charging these things. We're not going to go through it all right now. But we're not focusing only on subcooling. Everybody has infatuation with subcooling. It's a combination of everything. It's superheat, subcooling, and discharge superheat. I really like discharge superheat. And you get all three of those in the range where they look pretty close. And what you did was you shot the middle. You got it. It's fine. Now, I would tell somebody that doing that, don't look for it to be a 15-year repair. But you should get a good 8 to 10 out of it with no problem at all. And in a commercial application, sometimes that's all they need. So, job's done. Alright, so can you put a scroll in place of a reciprocating compressor? Absolutely you can. It's not ideal, but you need to charge it properly, that's for sure. Like I said, a little hot out there, but had a second to cool down here. Basically using a combination of subcooling, discharge superheat, suction superheat, suction line temperature based on what seems to be the latent load at the time, outside temperature, humidity, indoor temperature, humidity, you know, your wet bulb, your dry bulb, whichever way you want to come to those numbers. because that's going to go up and down. And not quite as important is delta T. Of course, it's going to be checked, but sometimes you're going to have a really low delta T. You might only have 13, 14 psi return air to supply air. But if you look over at the drain, it's running like a hose. Of course, it's not doing mostly sensible cooling right now. Most of its work is removing the latent heat, okay? So we use pretty much a little bit of all of those on every unit, not just when we convert a reciprocating compressor to a scroll. That's our charging method. We don't charge anything to the subcooling number because that's what it says on the nameplate. There is a lot more to it than that, and I understand I'll get some flack for that, but basically we're looking across all of those numbers, and if we're happy in every single category, we're close, then I can say very confidently that your system is charged about as good as it could. Send us to the Olympics. Ready to go. Put me in, coach. See you next time.